We all know the story. Goku, a Saiyan raised on Earth, Vegeta, the prideful prince, and a warrior race long thought extinct, only to rise again through battles that shaped the universe. But what if one Saiyan had survived? One older than all the rest, a forgotten hero from the ancient past, Shallot, awakened at the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z. Today we're rewriting history. This is the story of how Shallot could have changed the entire Dragon Ball timeline, starting from Raditz' arrival. So sit tight, power up, and let's dive in. First, for those who don't know, Shallot is a character from Dragon Ball Legends, the mobile game. He's a Saiyan from the distant past, hailing from the era when planet Sadala still stood. This was long before the Saiyans became bloodthirsty warriors we know from Frieza's army. He's a warrior with honor, discipline, and an untapped connection to the origins of Saiyan power. And unlike Goku or Vegeta, Shallot was around when the Saiyans were still protectors, not conquerors. So what happens when you bring a warrior like that into the beginning of Dragon Ball Z? We begin at the start of Z. Raditz lands on Earth, reveals Goku's Saiyan origins, and demands he joins the Saiyans. The classic stuff. But somewhere across the galaxy, a hypersleep capsule, hidden for centuries, finally stirs. Inside, Shallot, awakened by a ripple in Saiyan energy. The power Raditz used on Earth resonates with ancient Saiyan DNA, and triggers Shallot's pod to open. This isn't time travel, it's preservation. He's been frozen in stasis since before Frieza's reign, sealed during a cataclysmic battle against a demonic force that once threatened Sadala itself. And now he feels something familiar, a Saiyan power on Earth, but twisted. With Raditz defeated as normal, and Goku now racing across Snake Way, Earth prepares for a battle against the two remaining Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa. But elsewhere on the planet, a mysterious capsule crash lands in a remote desert canyon. The pod opens, and out steps a lone warrior. His armor doesn't match Raditz or Vegeta's, no scouter, just an ancient Sadalan battle crest, weathered and forgotten by time. This is Shallot, a Saiyan warrior from over 1,000 years ago, long before King Vegeta, before Frieza, before the Saiyans became mercenaries. Shallot emerges from hypersleep disoriented. He senses the residual energy of Raditz's fight, and something about it rattles him. So, they're still alive, he mutters, but something's wrong. Guided by faint traces of Saiyan energy, Shallot follows it to the outskirts of Gohan and Piccolo's training grounds. At first, Piccolo assumes he's an enemy, but Shallot doesn't attack. He's cautious, composed, and curious, especially about Gohan. A quick sparring match ensues, not a full fight, but a test. Shallot deflects Piccolo's attacks without killing intent. He's impressed by the Namekian's control. "You protect this child?" said Shallot. "That's unusual." Saiyan blood runs through him, yet he feels no desire to kill. Piccolo, suspicious but observant, eventually allows Shallot to stay, so long as he proves he isn't a threat. Over time, Shallot watches Gohan train and sees echoes of his own past, raw power but a kind heart. Shallot begins to teach Gohan something different from Piccolo's martial art discipline. He introduces ancient Sadalan breathing techniques, meditative control, what he calls the Saiyan core, a lost form of channeling primal emotion through calm rather than rage. This subtle training allows Gohan to unlock an unusual golden shimmer in his ki. Not Super Saiyan, not yet, but a dormant echo. Shallot warns him, "You're connected to something deeper than power. You'll understand when the time comes." Meanwhile, Shallot senses a new danger, fast approaching Earth. Two high-energy Saiyans coming from deep space. He recognizes one of them immediately. Vegeta and Nappa land. The destruction begins almost instantly. Cities crumble, Z fighters gather, Yamcha falls, Tien dies a hero, Chiaotzu sacrifices himself. But then, just before Piccolo gives his life to save Gohan, Shallot intercepts Nappa mid-blast. What follows is a battle unlike anything the Z fighters have seen. Shallot fights with a different kind of Saiyan energy, calculated, balanced, devastating. He isn't just using brute strength or transformations, he's fighting with precision. Nappa is overwhelmed. For the first time, he panics. "Who the hell are you?" "That armor, you're supposed to be a myth," he says. "I am the myth," Shallot says, before knocking Nappa unconscious with a ki-infused palm strike to the chest. Then, Vegeta steps forward. He's seething. His scour can't even measure Shallot's ki properly, because Shallot surpasses it completely. Then, Goku arrives. The energy shifts again. Shallot and Goku exchange a brief look, an unspoken recognition. Not enemies, not allies, yet. The battle begins. Goku takes a lead against Vegeta with Kaioken, but when Vegeta transforms into Great Ape, things spiral out of control. Goku is crushed. Gohan and Krillin try to help, but it's Shallot who steps in. Instead of cutting the tail, Shallot unleashes an ancient attack, Lumin Burst, a radiant ki-based flash that temporarily disrupts Uzaru vision and monitor control without destroying the moon. Blinded and enraged, Vegeta flails wildly. Shallot uses the moment to leap in and strike his tail directly with a key-forged blade. It's not a sword, but a focused energy edge taught to elite Sadalan warriors. Vegeta reverts to base form, bloody and broken. Shallot pins him, ready to end it, but Goku stops him. He's beaten, Goku says. Let him go. Shallot doesn't understand it. He would have killed you. He will kill again, but Goku insists. And so, Shallot steps back. As Vegeta crawls to his pod, he glares at Shallot. You think you're some kind of righteous relic? I'll show you what real power is. And with that, the Prince of All Saiyans disappears into space, humiliated, but more dangerous than ever. In the aftermath, Shallot chooses to stay on Earth. He watches over Gohan training, silently observing the rise of a new kind of Saiyan, one shaped by kindness, not conquest. But something else looms. A name spoken by Raditz, repeated by Vegeta, whispered in fear. It was Frieza. At Capsule Corp, the Z-Fighters prepare to journey to Namek. Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma head out first. Goku follows later, but now Shallot decides to go too. On Namek, Shallot quickly becomes a problem for the Frieza force. He ambushes Dodoria and Zarbon, dispatching them with terrifying skill. Frieza takes notice. Another monkey? But this one feels ancient. As the battles escalate, Shallot and Goku begin to respect each other more. Not rivals, but two sides of the same legacy. Shallot begins to tell Goku stories of Sadala, of a warrior clan that protected the weak, of a transformation older than Super Saiyan, something primal, not driven by rage, but balance. He senses that Goku may be the key to unlocking it, and when the Ginyu Force arrives, Shallot takes on Jace and Berta simultaneously, using Sadalan battle dance techniques that completely throw off their rhythm. He may not be stronger than Goku, but his technique is deadly. Then comes Frieza, the true test. Shallot joins the fight early, landing hits Frieza doesn't expect, and for a moment, the Tyrant bleeds. But it's not enough. As the fight goes on, Frieza transforms. First form, second form, third form, and finally he reaches his final form, the real Nightmare. Shallot fights to the brink of death to buy time for Goku. This gave Goku the time he needed to transform into something he hadn't done before, and when he senses Goku's awakening into Super Saiyan, he smiles. And as Goku ascends, Shallot watches from the ground, bloodied but alive. He doesn't need to be the strongest, he just needs to ensure the future had a chance. The sky splits, the seas roar, and for the first time in recorded history, a Super Saiyan walks the battlefield. What follows is one of the greatest battles in Dragon Ball history, Goku and Frieza, Titans clashing on a dying world. But this time, it's not just Goku. Shallot isn't down for good. As Frieza begins to lose ground, he lashes out at the others, blasting Piccolo, nearly killing Gohan, and slamming Krillin into the ground once more. Shallot forces himself to his feet. His armor is shattered, his body is broken, but his spirit, the ancient warrior within, still burns. But then, Frieza fires a deadly beam straight at Gohan, but Shallot intercepts it, shielding the boy with his own body. The blast tears through his side, but it doesn't stop him, blood pouring from his mouth. In a surge of desperate power, he channels every last ounce of himself into one final strike, and lands a direct hit on Frieza, forcing the Tyrant to regenerate part of his body. It's not enough to defeat Frieza, but it hurts him. For the first time, Frieza looks genuinely afraid, not of death, but of what's coming. Goku sees it. He hears Shallot's final words. Finish what I couldn't. Protect this legacy. You're the Saiyan we were meant to become. Fueled by rage, sorrow and resolve, Goku fights with renewed fury. Shallot's sacrifice becomes the emotional turning point, the last reminder of what's at stake. When Goku gives Frieza that final chance to walk away, he remembers Shallot's words. Mercy is strength, not weakness. But when Frieza tries to kill him anyway, Goku ends it. After the explosion of Namek, back on Earth, Gohan trains harder than ever. Not just to be strong, but to live up to Shallot's example. Vegeta, now on Earth as well, trains in silence, haunted by that battle, by the warrior who fought like a god, but wasn't one. So what if Shallot had been in Dragon Ball Z from the very beginning? He wouldn't replace anyone, he wouldn't steal the spotlight, but he would rewrite the history of the story. That's pretty much it for now. If you want a part 2, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you like this story. It got a bit weird in random parts, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And remember, like and subscribe, and definitely let me know if you want any other what if stories, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.